My name is Andro, coming from company Spica, and we are launching a new product, complete solution, cloud platform for access control. So thanks everybody for coming here. I hope you will have interesting 15 minutes. And if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer at the end of the presentation. So we are claiming some pretty outrageous stuff. We say that readers are not so important anymore as they used to be, and that eventually they will die out. So it maybe sounds like a bad news, but we don't believe it's actually a bad news. Maybe for some people, but historically not. I must stress that we are supporting readers just like everybody else. So you can use readers with Door Cloud. It is just an additional alternative. This is not something completely new. There is a well-recognized trend of getting rid of cards. Nobody likes cards. Almost every reader manufacturer is implementing some kind of direct mobile phone communication with the reader, so you would be able to replace cards with mobile phones. So from that side looking, it's nothing new. We are just going one step further. We are not just eliminating cards, we are also eliminating readers. We don't think you really need them, especially if you are online. So, as you know, mobile phones are replacing everything. It's like a universal piece of kit. So once you have mobile phone, I don't think you really need the cards. And we are going to argue for that. So what are the readers used for? Why we need them in the first place? We need them to identify the user by reading his card. And additionally, because readers are hardwired to your house, to your building, to your controllers, we know exactly where you are, what door you want to open with your card. This sounds trivial, but we need to go through that. So I don't think it's really necessary to prove that the phone is the ultimate identification device. And I think we don't have enough time for that. But you are already using your phone for all kinds of purposes where you are identifying yourself with your phone. And the phone is pretty good identification device. You can even protect it with biometrics and multiple factor authentication and things like that. So phones are good for identifying yourself. And everybody has one. Point 2, location. What door you want to open? Well, it turns out that if you are using your phone knows where you are. And because it's online, connected to our service, we know where you are. So we can match the location of our door with your location, and that's it. So we know the geographical location of the door. It's not hard to make. And we know your location, unless you are blocking it. And that's it. We are presenting you with the list of doors, with the closest doors on the first place. And you just say open. That's it. How it's done? We can go through this illustration, but it is pretty obvious, Normally, you would have a reader connected to your controller, which is connected to your cloud service. We are talking about a normal cloud service. And then you have abnormal cloud service, which is Door Cloud, where you can go directly and talk with it with your mobile phone. There is nothing abnormal about it. It's completely normal, very easy and logical. And you can see a little location sign. It means that the phone is communicating at the same time, communicating its location. No big deal whatsoever. Now the next step is when you press the button, you say who you are and where you are, and it goes to the cloud service, and cloud service immediately notifies the right controller to open the right door. And it happens under 1 second. Well under 1 second, and we are a little bit proud on that kind of latency. So we say readers are optional. Now, what does it really mean? In what sense they are optional? Good news is that they are optional in all possible senses. Any access point can have a reader or not. Readers can be added later, and any user can use sometimes reader and cards and sometimes his app. So you can make any kind of mix you like. And that's a good thing. So someone can argue, yeah, well, but there are still situations where we would prefer to have readers and cards. And yes, we are not denying that. There are some situations where readers and cards can survive for a very long time. So this is a very brief attempt to draw the line between those two methods of opening doors. Readers and cards are maybe better for high frequency use, for high throughput, where you have a lot of people passing a door at the same time, for permissions which are not changing very dynamically, and crucially, if the system is offline, then you would need readers and cards. And readerless, you can see that it says, in the end, it says online. We don't think it can be used if you are online. We think actually it's better to use when you are online. Especially if you have a dynamic system, a lot of things which are changing in real time. If the things are remote, if they are used occasionally or just once and never again, you don't want to need to use cards for such situation. The phones are a much better solution. So there are some quotations that I have invented. It is quoted by everyone, but maybe not now, but very soon. So cards are already dead. I think everybody will agree, even now here, that nobody wants to have cards. We have too much cards, we are sick of cards, we want to get rid of them. And with time, consequently, the readers will go away together with the cards, except maybe for some special use cases, like offline use case, and of course for the historical reasons. Access control systems are not changed every month or even every year, or sometimes not even every decade. Access control systems are pretty tough and they can last for a long time. So if you have readers already and using them, you are very likely to be using them 5 years from now also. So a little bit about Door Cloud. It's based on our own controllers, which we think was necessary because we will be able to implement the right kind of technologies which we think are necessary for cloud. And there are not many controllers from third-party manufacturers which offer this to us. We were able to innovate with our own controllers, and they are going to be the heart of our system for some time to come. We are hosted on first-class platforms, industry leaders like Azure and Amazon. We are supporting HID line of readers, and everything is tested for HID readers because they are allegedly #1 worldwide, and that's a good thing to do. So everybody else who is compatible with HID can be used with our cloud system. I'm not going to losing too much time on card coding and reader protocols, but just OSDP for those of you who care. And also we are supporting wireless locks from Aperio, and other wireless locks will follow. I have a couple of minutes more to tell you a little bit about the business model. So suffice to say that we are selling only through partners. We are not going directly to end users. So we are looking for partners, and if you are interested, you are very welcome on our booth. The service model is similar to a business model. There is only one difference, and I can explain it later to you if you are interested, not to bother everybody with these details. The pricing, or the pricing model for the service, for the moment is completely open. We are talking with each partner individually, case by case, so it's negotiable. Our controllers have a certain price level, and I will be happy to talk with you later about this, or maybe if someone has a question, so I can use it as an answer. The people are asking sometimes, okay, what kind of readers do you support and will support, or maybe can you support this reader and so on. Our question is, we are reader neutral. We would love to support all kinds of readers, which is not really 100% possible, but we are close. We are almost there. What about locks? Similar situation. We are not really basing our business on selling locks. We want to support as many different locks as possible. Generic door strikes are supported, of course. And as I said, Aperio wireless locks and other will follow. So, the timeline. We've been launched in London on IFSEC show in June. We are not yet charging end users. It's still in an initial beta trial mode until the new year. From New Year on, we are going to start charging, hopefully. After that, next year, we are going to develop a couple of things which we think are a very good idea. We want to find intelligent locks on the market and implement them. We want to implement some industry standards for connecting cameras. We will do, obviously, some reseller integration because it's going to be required by our resellers. And other integrations will follow.